When advice is given on improving your value as a man and raising it, some guys take that advice but come out not having as much success as they wanted. Even if they manage to get ripped, become better with people, and raise their value in many ways, they're still stuck. Whether they find themselves struggling with women or whether they find that they are getting with women way below their league. At the same time, we start to wonder how in the world we are seeing losers with hot girls and how guys who aren't that spectacular on the outside manage to get hot girls. It doesn't make sense to us and we can't rationalize it. Because we miss the point, SMV isn't objective, it is perceived, and that's what actually matters. We like to think in our heads that the smooth-talking well-dressed James Bond type of guy who knows many languages and exists in romance novels is the one who should get hot girls, only to find that he doesn't always do well. Take the same guy outside of a major city and put him in a bar in some country area where girls like guys that chew tobacco and ride pickups, he is going to struggle, especially true if he lives there. Because in the area, hot guys are guys that drive pickups and chew tobacco. I somewhat talked about this in a recent thread posted by Red Pill Legends/u/Vasily Zaitsev about older guys and younger women. On the thread I talked about the topic of perceived SMV. Put an older guy in a college town, regardless of his SMV, he will lose out to guys in top-tier fraternity houses and college athletes all the time. Reason being, most of the hot girls are going to be in sororities and in that area. That is what is attractive. On the flip side, if we're in a big city, the fraternity brother and college athlete are toast unless we're talking about them having Tim Tebow-level fame. You can be a handsome guy, but in some places, you just won't fit the mold of what women want. Because different places have different kinds of men that are seen as desirable. A very average-looking man with blonde hair and blue eyes will have so much success in a country like Colombia, while a handsome guy who is a lot darker will struggle. This is especially true if you aren't white. No racism meant, but it's just the way it is. I've been to some areas of the USA where I saw minorities getting hot girls, and being a minority, of any kind, meant an SMV boost if the guy had his stuff together. In other areas, even a high SMV meant that the guy had issues because of his race. Which is why the advice for improving your SMV might be the same for all men at the start, but after the basics have been covered, it changes for every guy. All men should be in the best shape possible, have the best game possible, not try to be awkward, and be the best version of themselves. But it also comes down to marketing. Certain products just sell well in certain areas but not in other areas. This also applies to you as a guy. Where you are and the kinds of settings you put yourself in matter. It's like a puzzle. In some areas, you might do a lot better than the other guy, but in another area, the other guy might simply beat you because of who he is. While I will tell all guys to lift and improve themselves, I can't promise that both of the guys will have success based on just that alone. Which is why it is so important for all men to expand their horizons and try different places to see how their luck changes after they have done the best to improve themselves. Throughout the process, you might even be shocked as to how much the success you have varies based on your environment and setting, something most guys will overlook.